what time it is. Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, just wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, XL, and Huber, way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got the
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're Kidney Disease, Kidney Hub East Africa. I am half your host, Steve, the Kidney Nurse. Welcome. Man, it's been a while, what, a week? But thank you for watching the show or joining. Before I bring on Brother Moses, we're so fortunate to have him today. Let me start the broadcast off by saying, receiving a diagnosis that requires dialysis treatment can be overwhelming and life-changing, okay? Now, dialysis is a crucial medical procedure that helps individuals with kidney failure remove waste and excess fluid. We all know that. Now, when one gets diagnosed, you can ask anyone you know that just got diagnosed, has this disease. It can be life-changing and challenging trying to adjust to this. However, with the right mindset and support, I know many people are like, no, I don't want a life on dialysis. However, if you don't get on the transplant list and you don't plan to your life may be on dialysis if you want to continue to live. But we're going to talk about that, and we're going to have tips to adjust. But first, let me bring on go to the hospital. In fact, he went to the hospital and ended up meeting one of the supporters of Kidney Hub East Africa. So let's give the brother a special co-host intro. Brother Moses, what's going on? I can't hear you. Unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Brother Steve.
Brother Moses then froze up.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Yes.
Well, am I clear now?
Yes, go ahead and speak.
All right,
brother.
all right. Well,
you.
Brother Steve. How are you?
Pretty good.
It's been
How
a
about
while.
yourself? How you doing?
It's been a while. We missed last Sunday our show. Yeah, you okay. We missed our show last Sunday, but it was unfortunate. Yeah, and today I'm glad we are back right on the track. And I just want to introduce myself. My name is Moses Kennedy. You are a kidney ambassador, and I'm glad to have this show today. It's a pleasure, Brother Steve.
Moses, tell us about the experience. Share with us the experience you had at the hospital and meeting one of the
Back to you, Brother
Why
Steve.
did you go to the hospital and how did you see it? See. All right, look like we're going to be having some internet connection issues. But let me move on, okay? So if you're watching, please stay with us. Hopefully we'll get Brother Moses back. But let's move on. Now, when one gets diagnosed with kidney failure and they had to start dialysis, many people deal with anxiety, have a so let's look at depression and anxiety, because those are two big feelings that people experience when they get diagnosed and have that let me start off with, let me start this again. Depression is a feeling of sadness that lasts for an extended period of time. And anxiety is a feeling of nervousness that may come and go. Now, you may feel sad or nervous without even knowing why. Now, Brother Moses is back. Bring him up. Brother Moses, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yes. Okay. Share with us quickly the experience you had.
I can hear you, Brother Steve.
Okay. Share with us quickly the experience you had at the hospital when you met the young lady, Tabitha. What did you go to the hospital for, and how did you run into her? Moses.
Well, I've had issues to do with access, Brother Steve. And, we have shared a lot about my graft, and I'm really excited. Yes. I can hear you. So basically, I'd gone to hospital, referral hospital, to have my access reviewed and fixed if at all there is a complication arising on which my access wasn't working properly, or it has never been tested since it was fashioned. Now, Kenyatta National Hospital, there is a procedure that takes even number of days for people to make it to consultant. So in that process, I've been waiting for like 2 days before I met Tabitha. We had to spend the night in the corridor, queuing and sleeping in the coaches. So just to catch that time when consultants will come and review patients. So basically, that is how I met Tabitha. It's left and right. The process is left and right. It is really time consuming and tedious, especially when you do not have a caregiver with you. Tabitha knows, he knows very well the circumstances that makes it possible for few patients to gain and few patients not to do so. But then the most important thing that comes out from our hospital, National Hospital, is that it is crowded. The employees are overwhelmed with work, because I realize even there are warriors who have been waiting for 3 days in the same hospital, sleeping in the same coaches, so that they can catch up with the dialysis. And you can imagine a scenario where a referral hospital only has 3 dialysis machines. About 10 of them, they are broken. So it was a total mess over there. And then, but fortunately enough, few were attended to, few were disappointed, but I was one of the lucky one that I was attended, and my graft was tested. It was working perfectly nice. And so that is really what motivated me, Steve. And I'm courageous, as you can see me speaking. So basically, that is how I was able to recognize Tabitha along her duties, because she also works within the same wing. So I identify this could be Tabitha, someone I know. I just call her Tabitha. Hey, Tabitha. Then she looked. He called back Moses, and that is how we met with Tabitha. And I was so excited.
Wow.
She came on checking on me, whether I've eaten. So it was a good experience, brother Steve. Tabitha
Wow.
is one of our number one fan. Kidney Hub East Africa. So even last minute, she assisted in discharge process, and my discharge really took like few hours, and then I was discharged after it was confirmed that the graft is working perfectly well. So you know what? I'm blessed because I have 2 accesses working properly. We are now torn in between which one to remove, because but I know definitely we'll have to think about removing the catheter. Back to you, brother Steve.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So let me finish what I was talking about, Brother Moses. When we had lost you, I started talking about depression and anxiety, and I went on to explain. Many people know what it is, but for be getting diagnosed with kidney disease or kidney failure, because I looked up the numbers for Kenya, and it said something like 4 million people have kidney disease, and by 2030 it'll be 4.8 million. And so with that type of diagnosis and the infrastructure and dealing with the disease, the lack of payment, stuff like that, you would expect that many brothers and sisters who start may be dealing with depression and anxiety. Now, they say depression is a feeling of sadness that lasts for an extended period of time. And anxiety is a feeling of nervousness that may come and go. Now, one may feel sad or nervous without even knowing about it. And then we go on to say, it is normal, brothers and sisters, if you're watching this in East Africa or even anywhere, it is normal to feel sad or nervous when you are going through big changes in your life, especially when those changes affect your health and well-being. Now, when you start dialysis, you may have to change your daily routine, your diet, and the types of activities that you do. You may have many different feelings as you adjust to this new lifestyle, such as sadness, fear, regret, and anger. You may not understand what you notice that you don't feel like yourself. Now, we're going to go over these symptoms and we're going to talk to Brother Moses. Some symptoms of depression include changes in your sleep patterns, sleeping too much or having trouble sleeping, loss of interest in activities that you used to enjoy, and loss of appetite. Now, some symptoms of anxiety may include faster heartbeats, sweating, breathing too quickly, trouble thinking about anything except what you are worried about. Brother Moses, can you elaborate on any of these feelings that you may or may not have experienced when you was first diagnosed with kidney disease, and that you may experience now? For instance, I'm sure there could have been a possibility when, oh my God, we lost him just like that. Because I was going to ask him when he went back to the hospital, you heard the brother say he had to sleep in the corridor overnight. But I was going to ask the brother, did he experience any anxiety for his graft when he went to go get it checked? And then that's when it dropped him. So please stick around. We're going to move on. And when Brother Moses returns, oh, here we go. We have him. Let's see if we can bring him in. Brother Moses, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Great. So, Brother Moses, I want to try to catch you before we have another mishap. Brother Moses, when you went back to Kenyatta National Hospital to have your graft or your access reevaluated to be able to use, did you experience any anxiety of it may not work or whatever the case? Can you elaborate if you did have any anxiety?
Oh, yes, definitely. Just like any other patient or warrior, Brother Steve, you can't avoid anxiety because there are things you want to be done as fast as you would wish, but then there are circumstances that really pulls you apart and away from what you want really to come first and as a priority. For example, Brother Steve, it took me the whole day to get registered. All right. And then
Stand by.
another day, another day. I mean, let me begin. Just it took me the whole day, just the whole day to get to register as a patient, and then the following day. I mean, on the same day, around
It took
5.
you a whole day to register?
Yes, yes, yes. And because I'm telling you, it was by God's grace. I managed to be seen around 6, by a vascular surgeon, and then that is when at that moment by 8:30 p.m. I was allocated a bed. Now you can imagine all that time for registration. But then I was allocated bed, but then it was still full. So they are waiting others to get discharged so that the next lot that have registered gets in. And that is how, Brother Steve, I ended up sleeping on the couch until when I am allocated bed at Kenyatta National Hospital. So that one alone comes with a lot of anxiety, and as human, sometimes you get disappointed, seriously disappointed, because I was also planning with my next treatment. Where will my next treatment get me here before I finish, or what will happen? I was torn in between whether I now forgo this arrangement of being seen. I go back so that I get to, organize myself on issues to do with my next treatment. That is what really brought me worries. Yeah, Brother Steve. So anxiety and just worries are just one thing that comes along. Leave alone that sometimes there are monies involved. I had to call back home sometimes to get for support, any support, because the insurance that pays for our services. You remember I've mentioned here before that there are payment that comes out of our pocket. So I had to call home. It also delayed because it is a process. Money has to be sourced. It is never there at home that you call and you get. So money has to be sourced, and it has to take time. So everything gets to delay, but comes at God's time. So basically, that is the experience that I had, Brother Sid, that they brought in that anxiety. That I feel it's a replica to other patients.
Wow, thanks
Right.
for sharing that. Thanks for sharing. Can you still hear me, Brother Moses?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. So we're gonna move on. So it's important to know, as Brother Moses says when he first started, as other kidney warriors go through anxiety. And if you're just starting, like I said, get hit with this and you feeling these feelings, just know that you're not alone. Many people have gone through what you are going going through right now. Many people have felt the way you feel. If you're watching this and you feel a certain way, and you're about to start dialysis, or you already started, it's been a week out, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you're going through these feelings, know you're not alone. And that's why having these support groups is crucial to navigating through this process. Tips to help you adjust to life on dialysis. Brother Moses, how long you been doing dialysis?
Oh, yes. It's been long. 7
Hear me, Brother Moses. 7 years. He looked like he froze up. That connection with Brother Moses reside in Kenya sometimes doesn't have the best reception. You there, brother?
Yes. I've been
Did you hear my
on
last question?
for about for exactly 7 years. Yes,
Okay,
I've been on 7
years.
years, still going. 7
Absolutely.
years.
So, Brother Moses, if warriors over in Kenya, and I know you met many, when they get diagnosed, or you see warriors who first started or just started new to dialysis, do they express to you a feeling depressed or have anxiety?
Yes, basically, even without telling you,
Hey, brother, can you
you'd
hear me?
see, I've been there for 7 years. It means I've seen warriors just beginning treatment, then just 3 months, less than 4 months, 6 months, they have lost it. Why? Because that state of hopelessness.
Wait a
So
minute, you said they
even with,
lost it. Repeat that, because you broken up.
well, I'm saying even warriors, without telling you that they are going through this challenge, you can just tell that they are completely depressed. Why? Because if a patient decide not to share anything, a patient decide not to talk to a fellow patient, he or she behaves as if somebody is responsible for her kidney disease. So you just get to see to the extent how one is depressed. So yes, there are people who will tell you that they are really worried about the condition. They are worried about their ambitions. They are worried about even family life, marital status. They are worried even in terms of career-wise. They do not know what really the future holds. So completely depressed, confused, and not knowing what to do. Some end up losing hope. And I said, a state of hopelessness, when creeps in, then definitely you lose it to kidney disease, even a time when you are still strong.
Mm. Now let me
Back to you,
ask you
brother
this:
Steve.
if
Mhm.
one wanted to go talk to a therapist, they got to come out of their pocket. Would they have to pay to talk to
Absolutely.
a therapist?
Yeah.
Looks like we lost you, brother. All right. So let me bring him down. Hopefully we get Brother Moses back. Once he get off of that, oh, wait a minute. Let's see what happened. All right, brother, you back?
Well, yes. Now, yes, I'm back. Now, I was explaining a point. You asked me, do they pay out of their pocket? Yes, they do, out of their pocket. The National Hospital Insurance Fund is limited. So the package is very small. So most of the things comes out of the pocket. In fact, the cover only covers 2 sessions and 1 monthly lab works. So that is the package. The rest, Brother Steve, comes out of your pocket. This is where warriors, especially in East Africa, are finding it difficult, because you can imagine a situation where you have no option, right? That is why I even told you, I had shared with you before, that even for
The devil busy today. All right. Let me move on, and we lost a brother. So let's move on. Again, unfortunately, our brothers and sisters in East Africa, not all, but I'm sure many, not able to pay out of their pocket to talk to a therapist, especially if they're dealing with depression or anxiety. Like over here in the United States, one may be on Medicare or Medicaid, and you can use those services to go and talk to a professional. But let's look at some tips that help one adjust to the life of dialysis. Okay, let's just say you don't have the funds to go talk to someone. It looks like we got Brother Moses back. Let's see if we actually get a connection. But the first one, or the first tip, right, is educate yourself. Okay, we got him. Hold on. Can you hear me, Brother Moses? Brother Moses, can you hear me?
Okay.
Brother Moses.
I can hear you clearly.
Yeah, these these interruptions have been something today. Are there any support groups in Kenya for kidney warriors? They can go and talk about what they're going through.
Well, it is not a commonplace, but a few hospitals have. Like in a few hospital, I know few that has, but it is not a commonplace. However, there are other groups that are on WhatsApp groups that people might share, but they aren't active as they should be.
What would it take?
Yes.
What would it take to? Is it that the kidney warriors are not participating, or is it that there's not many groups? Like, are there any other than WhatsApp, maybe virtual support groups?
Well, there are virtual support group, but you know what? They aren't active because most warriors are just depressed, and I want to say they are going through a lot because they cannot absorb. So to them, I've interacted with many. To them, they see joining a group. They say just talking to them is not enough. It is not they can read. So just talking and sharing their condition, they don't like it. So that is why those groups are there, but most of them are dormant. I am in one that is active, but you find them very few, very few, very few.
Wow. Okay. Well, it's our hope that if they're watching, anyone that just been diagnosed in East Africa or have to start dialysis in the near future, that they can latch on to these tips that we're about to go over. So the first one, as I was saying, is educate yourself. Educate yourself if you're about to start dialysis or you already started and you're very new. Knowledge is power when it comes to managing your health. I can't express that enough. Take time to learn about your condition, the dialysis process, and how to care for yourself at home. Ask the dialysis team or even us at Kidney Hub East Africa questions and seek out reliable resources. Right here, this is a reliable resource to help you understand and what to expect with dialysis. Brother Moses, do you want to elaborate on what I just talked about, educating
Yes,
yourself?
I have to. I have to. First of all, I want to echo on your words that Kidney Hub East Africa is reliable. It is reliable in the sense that Steve, the kidney nurse, has a wealth of experience spanning for about over 40 years. So that one alone makes it authentic for anyone to ask a medical question, any clinical question over on this broadcast. So that is why time and again, I want to encourage warriors out there to keep on watching this program. Thank you, Brother Steve.
All right. Thank you, Brother Moses. It hasn't been quite yet 40 years, but we're almost there. but thank you. The second tip, and this is really important, and Brother Moses can elaborate on this one too. Build a support system. Now, going through dialysis treatment can be emotionally and physically draining. Brother Moses can tell you that. Surround yourself with a strong support system or family. Repeat that. Surround yourself with a strong support system of family and possibly friends, and even healthcare professionals who can provide encouragement, understanding, and practical help when needed. Now, joining the support group as I was talking to Brother Moses about, for individuals on dialysis can also be beneficial in connecting with others who are going through a similar experience. Brother Moses, anything you would like to add with that?
Oh, yes. Throughout the journey as a kidney warrior, the most important part of you is, number one, the care team that also provides you with the treatment and whatnot. But then here comes also the support system. The support system that really works with you throughout this journey, takes you to hospital, share with you the results, get to know what next and so on. But then I do believe that there are patients who sometimes they have lost hope because of lack of this support system. I'm aware, Brother Steve, where you are, that I've interacted with patients who do not have relatives. So they really find it difficult, away from just giving them the monetary support that is also important. I know they need the love, the much love that comes from a family they do not have. So yes, sometimes we want to appreciate the little that we have also on this end. We can have our loved ones, family as our support team. But then, there is a struggle. There is a struggle in terms of maybe paying bills, but then support system comes in a different way. It could be friends, it could be immediate family, Of course, I've seen without the strong support system, it is easier for you to lose, because just having no one who can listen to you, it can be really a thing of challenge.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Mhm.
Anything else,
Yes,
brother?
back to you.
All right. All
No,
right.
no, back to you.
Okay. So the next one is important, but I want to elaborate on it a little to show you how important it is. And that's, even though you get diagnosed with kidney failure or kidney disease, maintain or try the best you can. Try to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Now, while on dialysis, it is important to follow a kidney diet, and it doesn't have to be draconian and bland. They got a lot of different flavor diets and recipes that have low sodium, low phosphorus, and low potassium, and it's still good. Again, while on dialysis, it is important to follow a healthy diet, stay active, and adhere to your treatment plan. Eating well-balanced meals if you can, okay, because we know not everyone has access to healthy fruits, vegetables, meals. But eating a well-balanced meal, trying to stay a balance of hydration and not fluid overload, and getting regular exercise, whether it's gardening, some type of physical activity, can help improve your overall well-being and support the effectiveness of the dialysis treatment. Now, let's look at exercise for a moment. I want to expand on that a little bit. Now, exercise is a great way to improve your health. Most people can and should exercise, even if they are not on dialysis. Okay? People who exercise regularly usually feel better both. Now, here goes some of the benefits of exercise: feeling happier, better heart and lung health, weight loss, less joint pain, more flexibility. Now, exercise does not have to be hard or painful. If it hurts to do a certain exercise, you should not do it. There are many ways to exercise without having pain or discomfort. Consider doing some low impact exercises. Now, these are type of exercise that do not put a lot of stress on your joints. We lost Brother Moses. I'll give you some examples of low impact exercise. Bike riding, yoga, Pilates, using an elliptical, Tai Chi. You know Tai Chi? Stretching and climbing stairs. You don't need to belong to a gym or buy expensive equipment to exercise. Some of you may know I got a kettlebell right here that I use. Just lift it over my head several times. Do it maybe about 5 times. You don't need to be Arnold Schwarzenegger up in here. But, you don't need all this elaborate equipment to exercise. Stretch your legs. It doesn't cost to do yoga. Well, if you want to buy a mat, but you can get a towel, lay on the floor, open up your phone, go to YouTube, and turn on Yoga with Adrian. That's where I started to learn. Young lady out of Austin that teaches you yoga from the beginning and how to do the different yoga moves and stuff. Walking doesn't cost anything. So you can take walks around your neighborhood or go to the shopping mall. If you don't feel safe in your neighborhood, go to a mall. They let seniors walk around. Or, again, you can do yoga at home or on your living room floor. Make sure you talk to your doctor before starting any exercise regimen. Brother Moses, you want to elaborate on maintaining a healthy lifestyle?
Oh, yes. Just like you've concluded, it is important to consult your doctor before you start any exercise. This is so because there are conditions that comes with CKD. that might be of a serious threat if you make physical moves, especially if they're a little bit vigorous. For example, if you have a mineral bone disorder and your bones are so weak, there are exercises that you cannot embark on. And this is why I agree with you totally that you must consult your doctor before. However, exercise is also therapeutic. Personally, I used to have some back pain, but I learned it on YouTube. Just how I can do some slight yoga to make my back relieve pain. Sometimes I use painkiller just to take care of my back, but then it is very simple. I just hold my legs up when I'm lying and try to mix them apart, then back. Then my neck left, then right sometimes, just lying flat. My neck left, right. And then I realize it is just gone that way. So exercise, very important, Brother Steve.
Yes. I think a lot of people be missing out on doing exercise. Think they have to go get a gym membership, and you can do exercise right at home in the comfort of your own home. It's just getting started. That's all. It's just getting
Absolutely.
started. Let's talk about a fourth tip that's really important. Manage your mental health. That's really important. Managing your mental health. Now, just not with kidney disease, kidney failure, but living with the chronic illness alone can take a toll on your mental health. And in this case, we're talking about kidney failure. I see some people on, I had a live last night on TikTok. Somebody said that they was having PTSD behind this. It is normal to experience feelings of anxiety, depression, or frustration. It's normal. To practice self-care techniques. Self-care techniques. You say, Steve, what is self-care techniques? Mindfulness, meditation, or engaging in activities you enjoy to help manage stress and maintain a positive outlook. I repeat, self-care techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, or engaging in activities you enjoy to help manage stress and maintain a positive outlook. Brother Moses, anything you'd like to say to that?
Well, mental health also becomes a challenge. Even those who are not, if you don't work, then what happens is that it decreases the outcome in terms of taking and managing care of kidney disease. So because it is there, it is one thing that especially in African countries, it is not recognized as a health issue. It is non-recognized, and in most cases, it just comes like that unrecognized. So if you are a warrior and watching this show, you can trigger a conversation with your doctor who can guide you how to go about it.
I agree, Brother
Back
Moses.
to you.
I agree with you. The fifth tip: stay engaged and pursue your passions. Stay engaged and pursue your passions. Now, let me share something right quick with you. I reached out to a brother day before yesterday, text him. His name is Marlon. And I met him through another kidney warrior. And this brother up in Jersey, and he has a group that they talk on the phone. Now, this brother is sight and pretty much blind in both eyes. He goes to dialysis. And I was talking to the brother on the phone. He about to, if he had already started, go back to school to be a social worker, because he wants to help other warriors who are sight impaired navigate and deal with the challenges of kidney failure and going through dialysis. Now, this disease has no name on it. Anyone can get hit with that. I mean, with kidney failure. You can be blind. You have a mental illness. It doesn't matter. But what about the warriors who are sight impaired that may live on their own and don't have support? But this brother is going back to school to be a social worker. So stay engaged and pursue your passion. While dialysis treatment may require adjustments to your daily routine, in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, don't let it take that away. I know people who golf and they ain't let this stop them. They feel, well, they going out to the golf range after treatment. Whether it's pursuing a hobby, spending time with loved ones, or setting new goals for yourself, maintaining a sense of purpose can help you stay motivated and resilient in the face of challenges. I got to remind myself that when I deal with the challenges of my job, working with patients on dialysis, in a 24/7 chaotic environment, so I got to remember why I'm there and continue my focus on patient care and not let the outside affect my ability to deliver care? Brother Moses, anything you want to say about staying engaged and pursue your passion? Because like I look at you, and when we first met many years ago, I saw your passion of advocating as the kidney ambassador in spite of what you was dealing with. In fact, you were on one of my podcast shows before we even thought about this whole concept of Kidney Hub East Africa. So can you elaborate on the tip of staying engaged and pursue your passion while undergoing and adjusting to dialysis
Oh yes.
and your daily routine?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I've interacted with warriors.
Come on, brother. See, the devil is busy. You don't want that information to get out there. But let's read Tabitha's comment, because Tabitha is the person
Yes.
that, okay, here we go. Can you repeat that, brother? You froze up and we didn't hear a word you say.
Okay. I've seen so many patients through other groups, not necessarily in Kenya, but other groups that you meet, you engage on online, and you have seen people going back to school, people having a career, some making up their families. You know, all this is a source of inspiration. So it means even if with CKD, because it doesn't belong, anyone can be diagnosed with CKD, whether small, aged, black or white. You know, everyone is at a risk. So this inspiration comes in handy, especially for those who are almost losing it, right? So such inspiration have made most warriors pick on from zero and have another chance in life, especially those who do transplant. They get to live to that a near normal life after transplant, and we have seen that. But then the most important thing is you do not need to lose all what you used to love before diagnosis or before CKD. If it is maybe a certain game or is a certain sport, you can carry it on. You can still love it, because being diagnosed is not the end of the world. Life must continue, brother Steve. Back to you.
Wow. Thank you, Brother Moses. Well said. I want to read a comment by Tabitha, and Tabitha is
Back to you, brother Steve.
Got you. Thank you, Brother Moses. Tabitha was the one that Brother Moses ran into in the corridor at
Back to you.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And so here's what Tabitha says. She's a kidney warrior. I mean, not a kidney warrior, but a dialysis nurse in Kenya. She says, wow, great point there. Need to stay engaged. If you are in school, keep it up. If you are working, negotiate your time and what you can do. Keep doing something. Kidney warriors are great in the society. You can be the best at your capacity. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Tabitha, for that. Let's look at the last tip, number 6. Oh, here we go again. The devil is busy. Communicate with your healthcare team. Communicate with your healthcare team. Now, let me explain. Open and honest communication with your healthcare team is essential for receiving the best possible care. Be proactive in discussing any concerns, symptoms, or changes in your condition with your doctors, nurses, and any other healthcare providers. Also, hold on, we got Brother Moses back. Let's see. All right, Brother Moses, you back with us?
I'm back.
Good, good. All right, so what I just mentioned, the last tip, because we're 7 minutes over, but the last tip I was discussing was communicate with your healthcare team. And I mentioned that open and honest communication with the healthcare team is essential for receiving the best possible care. Be proactive in discussing any concerns, symptoms, or changes in your condition with doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers. Also, just know that they should be there to support you and make adjustments to your treatment plan as needed. Brother Moses, you'd like to elaborate on communicating with the healthcare team? It's on you.
Oh, yes, yes. Really, this is important. I have to, Brother Steve. Most warriors do not know that communication is key to their care team. And sometimes they fear this because there is that fear of being judged, that now you are communicating and some of the caregivers will not take it positively. Yes. Strongly, I advocate for if this certain level you've communicated and it is not acted upon, you can escalate it until you get to see results out of it. If it can never work, you go up to the highest level of administration within that unit. And this is what most warriors do not recognize, that the buck stops with them. They must take proactive action towards managing their condition. Otherwise, it will just be a tradition that you are put on a machine, then you finish 4 hours, then leave and go. So that is not the thing. You should ask, communicate freely, and ensure that all your answers the answers given to you are satisfactory. And in most cases, you can even have a list, all right? Or if you read somewhere, because you basically need knowledge to also help in managing your condition. Something you come across that you don't understand, communicate it. So this is key, Brother Steve. Back to you.
Thank you, Brother Moses. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you. Well said. Well said. Closing the show, let me just say this. Adjusting to life on dialysis may present challenges, but with the right mindset, support, self-care strategies, it is possible to thrive and maintain a good quality life. It is. Remember, one day at a time. And if you had to, 5 minutes at a time. Be kind to yourself and lean on your support system when needed. And by prioritizing your health and well-being, you can navigate the journey of dialysis with resilience and determination. And our brother Moses, we lost him again. So I want to wait around a few, and then if he doesn't pop back, we're going to end the show. I wanted to give him an opportunity to say some parting words. So I'm going to wait around. And I thank everyone who joined the broadcast through Facebook and YouTube. We had Miss Tabitha all the way from Kenya. Thank you, beloved. Latasha Gardner. Thank you, Latasha. I appreciate you. Nikki, 4010. Peace and blessings, and thank you. All right, we got Brother Moses back. Brother Moses, before we close out, any last words on the show? Any last parting words you would like to say before we close the show?
Yes. Number one, the two. Yes. Yes. Out of this show, yes. Out of our, out of our discussion, I want to point out two major things that that all warriors should look at. Number one is
Damn. All right, so we lost Brother Moses, and again, we're having internet difficulty from country. So thank everyone who watched. Please join us next week, and we hope that we will have better connection so we can get this information to everyone who needs it in East Africa and beyond. With that being said, I am Steve, the Kidney Nurse. Thank you for joining another edition of Kidney Hub East Africa. Now, Brother Moses just popped right back up. Let's see if we can get him to say something before we leave. Brother Moses, we're about to close out the show. Any last words? Please, brother, you have any words? You can say it now before I shut down the live.
yes. I'd mentioned that there are two things. Number one, that every warrior. Yes, I'm just saying it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, the most important thing is that all warriors must work on their mental health. Otherwise, sooner or later, they are going to lose it to CKD. So mental health is key. Number two, taking that proactive action so that whatever decision made, you are part and parcel of your treatment. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Brother Moses. I appreciate that. So as I was saying, we see everyone next week. Thanks for joining. And please come back next week, same time, same channel. And we hope to not have any internet disruptions, but we never know. So again, thank you for joining the broadcast. Peace and